Hello students, today we shall learn about structure and function of leaf, types of leaves and their arrangements. If you look around, you would find many kinds of leaves. Some leaves are small, for example, the acacia leaves, and some leaves are big, for example, a banana leaf. Not just the size, even the shapes are different, like the needle like shape in the pine, circular shape in the water lily, etc. Some leaves have smooth edges like the banana, and other, such as in the oak, have jagged edges. So, there are many varieties of leaves, but the basic structure of all the leaves are the same. A leaf rises from the node of the stem. The part of the leaf which is attached to the stem is the petiole. Each leaf has a broad flat surface which is generally green in color. It is called the leaf plate or the lamina. Look carefully, you would find patterns of line on the lamina. These lines on the lamina of the leaf are called the veins. Observe carefully. There is this thickest vein in the middle of the leaf. It is called the midrib. What are the functions of a leaf? We all know that the main function of leaf is to make food. Hence it is called the kitchen of the plant. The leaves are green because they have a green pigment called chlorophyll. The chlorophyll traps the sunlight and the plant produces the food, which is glucose, using carbon dioxide, water, and the trapped energy of the sunlight. This process of making food, that is glucose, is called photosynthesis. Do you know the photosynthesis is the main source of oxygen on earth? Second function of a leaf. Besides making food, the leaves perform other tasks too. The leaves are full of tiny openings which are called stomata. The stomata are used to exchange gases with the environment, like absorbing the carbon dioxide and releasing the oxygen gas. The plants also release water vapors by the transpiration process through the stomata. The transpiration helps the plants to cool down. There is another advantage of transpiration. You know, when the leaves lose water through the transpiration process, the roots absorb the water to make up for it, and the minerals come into the plants along with the water. This upward pull for the transportation of water and the minerals along with it is caused by transpiration process. Apart from these tasks, in some plants the leaf perform some special tasks. Let us see what they are. In certain plants such as cabbage, spinach, lettuce, etc., the leaves store food. In some plants like pea, grape, etc., the leaf turns into thread-like tendrils. Plants coil these tendrils, which use the modified leaves around a support to climb on it. The cactus plant grows in the desert. The leaf of the cactus plant are reduced into spines so that the plant does not lose water during transpiration. The spines also protect the plant from grazing animals. Now the question is, who makes the food? Well, it is the green fleshy stem which makes the food in the case of cactus plants. The needle-like leaf modification is seen in the plants like pine, fir, spruce, etc. The leaves or needles of these trees are kept all the year long. These trees do not freeze in the ice cold winters and can manufacture food even in such chilled weather without losing much water. You know, there are certain plants that eat insects. They are called insectivorous plants. For example, Venus flytrap, pitcher plant, etc. Here leaves are modified to set the trap for insects. We will talk about types of leaves. Simple leaves. In a simple leaves, there is only single leaf blade and incision, which are so light that does not divide the leaf blade. A simple leaf has an auxiliary bud. Compound leaf. In compound leaves, the incision is so deep that the leaf blades are divided into leaflets. The stalk of a compound leaf is called rachis, which has an auxiliary bud. The veins act as a pipeline which carries the water, minerals, and the food up and down the leaf. You know, one can tell what kind of a root a plant has by just looking at the leaf. Surprised? Let us see. The veins in the plant with the fibrous roots are parallel to each other on both sides of the midrib. Like here we see on the banana leaf, the arrangement of veins on a leaf is called the leaf venation. And when the veins on the either side of the midrib are parallel to each other, we call it parallel venation, like here in the case of banana leaf. In the plants with the taproot system, the veins form a net-like design on both sides of the midrib. This type of venation is called reticulate venation. For example, the hibiscus leaves have reticulate venation. So we can say the hibiscus has a taproot system. Now we have come to our last segment, that is arrangement of leaves. The leaves are arranged in various ways on the stem. The arrangement of leaves on the stem is called phyllotaxy. The main aim of phyllotaxy is to expose all the leaves of the plant to maximum sunlight and air. The three types of leaf arrangements are: the first one is alternate arrangement. A single leaf arises at each node and next leaf arises on opposite side of the previous leaf. For example, in the sunflower. The second one is opposite arrangement of leaves. Two leaves arise at each node opposite to each other. For example, the guava leaves. The third arrangement is whole arrangement of leaves. More than two leaves arise at each node and are arranged in a whole or circle. For example, in the asparagus, oleander leaves. For any queries, you may drop your questions in the comment section below.